Welcome everybody, it's Unstoppable Stowen, and now I got for you a nice Age of Empires 3 Definitive Edition Castle game to go over with. This time we got ourselves a nice 2 versus 2 deathmatch to do between the Russians and United States, facing off against the United States and the French. Before we get started, let's check out the map that we're on, see how that's going to affect this combat. So, it looks like we're on Great Plains, you know, one of the maps on Helter Skelter. Great Plains should be familiar with just about everybody here, you know, it's from the Legacy game, and I've done it quite a few times. The biggest thing I think it does for deathmatches is the access to all these good cavalry natives here that you're going to be able to utilize. It's going to make you be able to mass up a lot of particular dragoon units, as well as a nice melee power of the Cheyennes to your aid. In addition, it's a very open map, you know, with just little pawns here and there, so, you know, you're going to have a lot of walling to do to protect your base from attacks here. So it should be interesting to see how they balance their building with fighting in this. Alright, let's begin and see how the fight goes, okay? Alright, so, right here, we're going to see United States going up with the state capital. That's usually what the United States does. Europeans will be building a church right away to get the mercantilism, to get their shipments going. So I see New Mexico immigration. Yep, and then you can also send these wagons from your state capital as well, which can help aid in the construction of buildings. Normally you have to set villagers to build stuff, but with the United States and using these wagons, you can offload some of the work that your villagers have to do so they can focus on other stuff like house construction.
Yes.
And the wagons can focus on stuff like trading posts, town centers, saloons, all that. So one thing you do notice for anyone going into a deathmatch is you always send out your group of emergency units forward at your enemy, whether that's your Minutemen or your Militiamen or whatever they're called. It's a good way to harass the enemy, but sometimes in this case your enemy already start to produce some units and already send them flying at you, which we see right here. We see US cowboys on both sides choosing to charge right at each other. You also see a contingent of French dragoons start to move forward as well. Let's see here how these cowboys do in their initial combat. It's going to be a real wild western shootout here, it looks like, as cowboys fight cowboys with their revolvers. However, it looks like Kaitsky is doing a pretty good job of towering up. He even has a fort being constructed by his hero explorer over here. Oh wow, look at the cowboys, they just shot down that wagon. That's good. Leave a mark. All at the same time trying to construct additional houses, making sure you're keeping constant queues on your town centers, because that's essential in deathmatch, and trying to fight off all these enemies coming at you. So it looks like here the French dragoons have to move on a little bit and try to attack over here this way, away from the main fighting force. What are the Russians going to do? So the Russians, you know, they decided to form up an army of recruits. Pretty decent option, you know, just slightly weaker muskets. They're also sending in the Zarkans from the home city. So this is really going to help aid in initial pushing. You know, these Zarkans have the same stats as the Great Bombard of the Ottomans, so they have a lot of damage that comes with them in Splash. Unfortunately, these aiding dragoons won't be able to do much for the French. They're going to want to focus now on defense. They're going to try to defend with both dragoons and culverins. Culverins will be used to try to hit down these bombards here, these Zarkans. Now the Zarkans are going to have to retreat. Let's see if the recruits can deter them. Oh no, they're going to... so he's just going to plow forward, I guess. I mean, I don't know. I would try to say it personally, but what can you do? Oh, now we see some of the Cheyennes coming out to try to make a move on that last Zarkanon. Let's see if they can finish it. So I think France's defenses are going to be a little bit better shape here. Alright, looks like that last Zarkan was able to survive. Also, the heavy cannons were defeated by the French. Now they're going to have to back up a bit with their skirms and their goons, as the United States ally of the Russians comes in with their cowboys at the ready. Also, some of those wagons are going to be pushing forward as well to put some easy outposts here to help fortify the frontal position. What's going on here is looks like we have a couple of cowboys doing a bit of marauding in the back of the Green United States base here. What's interesting, though, is the fact that Green United States is not putting any soldiers down on this front here. It totally has the resources to help, but for some reason we don't see any, like, hussars or, you know, sharpshooters or anything. It looks like just a frontal assault by both the United States and the Russians against the French. Like, basically a 2-on-1 here. And I'm wondering, what is this Green United States going to do to assist? They seem to be grabbing some cards, they're still queuing up some billies. I did see that they get some, so they got some carbine cavalry. That's going to help a little bit. But yeah, get some production buildings right around here and start setting them southwards. Where things really start to go south for you, since you really need an ally to win a 2 versus 2, right? You're not gonna, I don't think you're gonna beat it all by yourself. You're gonna need a little bit of help. So, yeah, look at that horse artillery right there again, targeted, completely decimated. How much resources does this frog-leg France have left? So they got some res left to work with, but unfortunately they're doing all the fighting themselves. They're going to really need a lot of help from their allies here. Looks like they're getting a little bit of help from these carbine cavalry. They're also getting some Comanche horse archers. This is going to be mainly helpful against cav, so I don't know really how you expect to use that to help against, say, any unstoppable Stoetzes that we get coming in over here, you know? Even these northern veteran musketeers can be pretty dangerous too, you know? They're a pretty solid unit, and then once you get a couple of kills in, the field promotions take place, and they gain additional stats. Yeah, not a good situation overall with your France. Like, I think you want a little bit more space here to push them back a bit so you can do some building. Look at how close this fort is to the front lines. That a couple of those recruits could really... Oh, never mind. That's actually a Russian fort. Never mind. I was gonna say, hey, that's a French fort. Yeah, that's a really dicey situation. Now, the fact that Russia can actually start to use their Peugeot's toy soldiers card to start constructing this fort tells me, yeah, this is not looking good for the French frogs at all. You know, once these forts go up, you're basically dead, because you know what Russia can do? They already got fencing school and dueling school research at this point from the home city. They're going to just start tapping that mouse, and infantry is going to come out instantly. That's what Russia does. That's what Russia's known for. They don't have strongest infantry, but they do come out instantly. And once they come out instantly, it's really hard to put a band-aid on that wound, because it really starts bleeding out of control full of Russian infantry, you know. It's a wound you don't want because it bleeds forever. And what we need to see more of from USA is some more assistance, right? I see they're sending in some hussars, some horse archers, some carbine cavalry, some regulars. Kind of an irregular mess here, honestly. I don't quite know what you're going to do with this. You need to also put some buildings down here, right? All I can see right now is walling. You need to put some, like, barracks down, stables, and get some troops over to this front really quick. France is on the front lines trying to defend themselves. Their outposts are under direct torching of the infantry. You see dragons and skirms and culverins try to form a line here with the horse artillery and try to blast through this line of Russian infantry. I don't think you're going to be able to... Well, I think they can blast through them just by the fact that they have mediocre stats. I'm with you. Yep, they're all going in as a team, which is great. You know, I can see the blue United States charging in here to try to meet the French army. Green trying to rush in to try to save them. But I don't think it's looking really good for France. You know, their outposts are getting taken down. And it looks like Russia is in fact going to go double fort. 2 forts. This is going to be hard to take back. This is right under the thumb of the French military at this point. Right on top of their heels at this point. They can't get this off of them. I don't know how you're going to fight back against this. And yeah, France's resources have been drained, effectively drained. And how much do they have? let's look at Russia. Yeah, Russia's got all the coin and wood that they need, and then food-wise. Got you the markets for it. Just trade it off. Instant bing boom, you got instant soldiers. That's really all you can do here. It's simple as that. Yep, see that? See them instantly coming out of that fort. It's quite scary when you deal with it, you know. It's one of the deadliest parts of the Russians. And yes, we even have another fort wagon. So this fort wagon is going to construct another fort within the close vicinity of the two other forts. Literally a wall of cannon fire on this side of the map. France cannot reclaim this. They do not have the resources for it. At this point, they're desperately trying to, from the looks of it, they were trying to use this infinite cuirassier shipment to use some splash attacks to get it back. But even with a shipment like that constantly coming in, not enough. Well played. Absolutely. Good job from Blue USA and the Russians. Now, I feel like a lot of this could have been maybe saved if Green USA built a little bit closer to the front lines and helped out. But who's to say, you know. We could check the post-game, though, and see stats-wise how this was. Yeah. Apparently, Green had quite a few resources, you know. 83k. Not bad. However, they really didn't go to use, you know. For all that time, you could have gotten some Gatling guns in there and really pushed the Russians back, but I guess not, you know. That's why you gotta build on the front lines of your ally. Yeah, and then when we get to kills, France, lots of kills, you know. Not bad for dealing with 2 players at once. You know, really would have helped to get some assists. 176 kills, not getting in the action enough. What can you do, you know? And also the least train units too, like 237. But anyways, I hope you enjoyed that quick little match. You know, it was good seeing a good assault from both Russia and the United States against a strong French defender. Hopefully you enjoy more capture games like this from the channel. You know, I'm always doing these. You got any yourself, send them my way. You know, send them to me through my Discord. I'll download them and I will do them for you. We're always looking for new people to do them. You know, and I heard we're later, I think either today, tomorrow, next day, whatever, there is going to be some more casted games with new faces in it, so people are definitely getting involved, so definitely you get involved yourselves if you can. This is Unstoppable Stowen, and I'll see you in the next one. Signing off now.